as the new Parliament building is concerned. We in fact have now accessed some images of how the new Parliament building in fact will look like, and this of course will be a historic moment which will make all Indians extremely proud. Exclusive visuals of the new Parliament building here on CNN News 18. This is what the Parliament will look like. Remember, it is going to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister come Sunday, which is the 28th of May. We've of course spoken at length as far as the design of this building is concerned. I'm not sure if you can see the ceiling, but the ceiling in fact is inspired by the peacock, which is the national bird, and many such integrations have been done as part of this new building. Remember, over the last couple of days we've seen a political face-off, but right now we're focusing on why this will be a historic moment for all Indians. Pallavi Ghosh now joining us with more details. Pallavi, as we stay with those exclusive visuals coming in, a lot of national symbols have been integrated. If you look at the ceiling, it's got, inference from the peacock, which is the national bird. Talk to us about the significance of the visuals that we're seeing in and the special features.
Yeah, I can only begin with a word that is absolutely mesmerizing. It first of all begins with an opening shot of the pathway which leads inside the new Parliament building. And you get a shot of that emblem, that stupa, which you remember has been a topic of much controversy. But as you move towards the interiors which are being shown, the pictures of, as you rightly pointed out, the pictures of India's national symbols, emblems. You can see the lotus, for example, over there. And it's a kind of a green structure where the speaker is expected to sit over there, and that's the Lok Sabha, because Lok Sabha denotes a green structure. Ashok Chakra is something which can be seen, which is embedded on the wall. And then there are the seating arrangements, where that's the area where the speaker is going to be sitting. And just to remind you that just where the speaker is sitting, just behind him is going to be where the Sengol is going to be seated. And there are 888 seating arrangement for MPs. In the middle, of course, is where the Speaker's Secretariat seat sits. That's the Secretary General sits there. That's as far as the Lok Sabha is concerned, colored in green, because that's really the color of the Lok Sabha, as we all know. You can see the carpeting, which also has a lotus symbol, and which denotes something which is considered very Shubh as far as Indian tradition is concerned. And then we're going to start getting a look of the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha, of course, as we know, is denoted in green. Pretty much a similar structure over there also, where the Rajya Sabha chairperson will be sitting, his staff immediately in front of him. That's the secretariat. Then, of course, you can see the Ashok Chakra as well inside the Rajya Sabha. So that's the first glimpse which really has been given as far as the Naya Sansad is concerned.
Pallavi, we'll just request you to stay on with us. Our colleague and political editor, Maria Shakil, also now joining us on the broadcast. Maria, and I agree with the word Pallavi is saying. It's absolutely wow. That's the first reaction that you get. But talk to us about the historic significance, the kind of capacity that we're looking at this new building, also the kind of national symbols that have been integrated when the inauguration of this new Parliament building happens.
It absolutely looks majestic. I mean, wow, majestic. You can have several of such synonyms if you look at those first set of visuals that we have accessed. Yes, it is the green as the running theme with the carpet and the backdrop and the entire wall. The painting and everything is concerned. That is the Lok Sabha. The overall seating capacity in the Lok Sabha has been increased to add almost 275 more members, because the sense is that post delimitation there'll be new constituencies that will be carved out, and this is the the top angle view of the both the houses of Parliament is absolutely it's fantastic when you look at those images, and this is a reflection of how India as a country, how all of us are taking that march to glory. So when you look at these images, this is about new India, the aspirations of new India being realized, and that entire shape is more or less similar to what is there in the present house. The only difference being that the overall space between the desk and where the MPs would be sitting would be perhaps more. And the seating capacity having increased by almost like 50% to definitely by 30 to 40% in both the houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, you certainly get that feel that it has been done to understand that there will be new India, there will be new, there are new states that have been carved out. The number of MPs from these states have to be increased, and hence the representation will be going up to accommodate more people, more MPs. It is also high tech, is what we know. All MPs, which is something really, really excellent, will have will have a chamber of their own. So each and every MP gets to have their own sitting place, which is not just inside the house, outside as well. That is one arrangement which has been made. The central hall is something that we'll have to wait and see how it looks. The canteen and other parts, including committee rooms. So, but the sheer glory that you are seeing in those visuals is clearly visible and palpable at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Maria, we'll just request you to stay on with us. From the BJP, we also have Shehzad Poonawalla now joining us on the broadcast. Shehzad, we've put out the first and exclusive visuals of what the new Parliament building will look like, which is going to be inaugurated come Sunday. First, talk to us about the kind of time and the vision that has been put into when this Parliament building was thought about. Why the need of it, the kind of vision, the kind of work that has gone into as far as the making of this new Parliament building is concerned.
Look, everybody knows right from 2012 onwards, there was a crying need for a new Parliament building simply because the current one was a building built in 1927. It was never meant to serve as a legislature of a free India. It was meant to serve as an imperial council, and it had very limited seating. Obviously, it was built according to those standards of the 1920s, and therefore it wasn't really fire safe, or it was not built according to the earthquake standards that was required, and it only had seating for about 888 parliament members. Now, after a potential delimitation exercise, you need a space for at least 1,200 to 1,300 parliamentary members, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. You need more space for it. You need the building to be safe in terms of its fire safety, in terms of its earthquake capacity, and therefore all of this put together was the reason why Meera Kumar had accorded permission for a new Parliament building. Now, it's another thing that the Congress party never actually took it forward, and they allowed this matter to just linger on. This matter has been taken up by the Prime Minister. It has gone and become a subject matter of politics, unfortunately. But today I can say that this is a most important moment in our democratic living memory. It is a historic moment, and political parties should refrain from doing Rajniti over an issue of Rashtaniti. They should celebrate this building, which is the building that brings alive our democracy, the temple of democracy, and it imbibes so many various aspects of Indian culture, and it has the stamp of Atmanirbharta.
You know, Shehzad, before I talk to you about the political aspect of what we are seeing as far as the boycott by the opposition is concerned, what is very interesting is how national symbols have been integrated in this new Parliament building. The ceiling has references of the peacock. There is the integration of the lotus as well. What was the thinking? Why was there a thinking that there is a need to integrate these national symbols to what we refer as the temple of democracy?
Look, every national institution of democratic importance in all countries across the world imbibes the cultural and national consciousness of that place. And therefore, if you see whether it's the European parliaments or whether it's the American parliament or any other parliamentary building, it will reflect that cultural symbolism, national symbolism. But unfortunately or fortunately, our parliament was built by the British. We continued with it. It did not really imbibe that. In fact, even the road it was on, it's called Rajpath for so long. It had George's statue out there for a very long time. Now the spirit is to do away with the symbols of Gulami, and therefore in that entire process, it is necessary to imbibe those symbols which are closer to our own Sanskritic and cultural heritage, and therefore this has been done. And therefore it should be celebrated. The Sengol itself is a very important component of it. But unfortunately, some people put politics above Rashtaniti, and that's very unfortunate.
Okay. Shehzad, we'll have to leave that conversation there. Thanks a lot for joining us here on CNN News 18. With that, with those exclusive visuals of the new Parliament building that will be inaugurated on Sunday, it's a wrap from my side. Thanks a lot for watching.